So hi guys, I managed to get Tim on camera at last. So I want us to just share something that has been on my mind since morning about having a sense of direction. For those that don't know about us, this is Tim and Hilda.
Sabiti.
And we are coaches. He's a business coach and leadership consultant. I do marriage and relationship therapy. Yes, and something about your sense of direction being much more important than the speed that we are moving at, I think it is really, really, really crucial.
Exactly. Some people take off and forget that they're taking the wrong direction. So,
I know, and they run so fast.
Yes, you're taking off so fast in the wrong direction. We usually say pause, okay? And
2 steps back.
And make those 2 steps back and
Yeah.
ask yourself if you're running the right direction. Usually Hilda tells me that when I get lost, I don't want to ask for direction.
In the normal sense, yes, when we're
Yes.
driving. I
Yes.
keep saying, let's ask
I get
about
bored.
that.
I get bored when I know I can get there. That's why I'm slow to ask for direction.
Yeah.
But it's not that I don't want to ask for direction, but I'm like, I think I can get there.
I can figure it out.
Yes.
But you know that we can you can drive so many miles in the wrong direction only to have to turn around and relocate the place.
And that's what happens with most people in relationships,
life,
in business. We take off. We never ask ourselves the most important or the relevant questions. Questions like, am I heading the right direction?
Yeah.
Okay.
Am I making the right decision?
Yes. Number 2, am I in the right company?
Yes.
Okay. Number 3, what happens if I'm taking the wrong direction? Because it's also important. And the only reason you ask yourself those questions is because there are signals around you that show you that probably you're lost.
You're lost, yeah.
You know, when you've taken when you take a road trip and you've ever been to a place, but you're like, I remember.
I don't see signs or things that I've seen before.
I remember a school somewhere.
Yeah, but I don't see it.
I don't see it. I remember
signposts.
there was a church here. Okay, but it was not this far. Now, those questions
So
are
if
the signals.
if it's a relationship, if we're giving an example of a relationship, it's like a good relationship has to have respect somewhere. But you're not seeing the respect.
And maybe when you started, you know, when you're starting off, it's all rosy, it's all good. It's just like when you're starting a journey. I mean, it's very easy to know that I'm taking Michiana
You're
Road.
energetic.
So you take Michiana Road. I'm taking Hoima Road. You take Hoima Road. But there is a branch of somewhere.
Yeah.
And most cases we miss
That's
the
where-
branching.
that's where we get lost.
that's where the real issue is. So in relation to a relationship, a love relationship, when it's starting, things seem to be
You don't need
a bit
guidance.
clear.
You don't need to
Yes,
ask.
because it's one date after another date.
Flowers.
Exactly. Messages
Coffees.
waking you up in the morning. Hi Annie. Hi
Yeah.
love. Hi baby.
Yeah.
You know, all that is just as sweet as it sounds until
The reality
yes.
knocks in.
Yes. And some of you, this is what you do. When you're getting lost, you choose not to, because you convince yourself a lot to believe that you're in the right thing.
Yeah.
Why? Because you don't want to face the harsh reality that you're actually headed the wrong
could be wrong.
direction.
Yeah.
Now, you convince yourself, you're like, no, I don't think he is like that.
Yeah.
Naturally, he is not like that.
He is good. I saw the good in him. Or I saw
Yes.
the good in her. She can still be good and she can still come back to being good. So that's why you lose the mark. And then that is why you overconvince yourself, and then you go at a very terrific speed, and that is when we actually take on the advices of everyone that is around us. A woman does this, a man does this, so you're going to overworking yourself
And even the people-
over functioning to maintain it.
Even the people you go to, you want them to believe you. So you're giving them a story that will side with what you think.
Oh,
You-
you're not giving them a
Yes,
chance.
you don't want them to
guide
tell you
well.
the truth that you hate to hear. So when you go to them, you make sure that
You have a biased story.
yes, you give them a story that fits a yes to what you think you should be should be the right thing, or it should be the right thing according to you. I get this a lot, most especially with women. Not so much with men. Most women will come to you and they will give you a one-sided story, a story that fits
Their situation or favors
All
them.
that they want is you to understand that I don't think he does not love me. Whatever it is, it's temporal. Whatever it is, he does not mean it.
And
I think
yet you want to open their eyes. You're telling them that this behavior cannot change. but
Yeah.
they don't want to hear. You're telling, I'm not deciding for
Yeah.
you, but this kind of behavior, if a person is let me say a chronic liar, they will never stop
They'll
lying.
never stop lying.
They
They'll
will
always
always
lie. Exactly. If it's a
So
cheat,
get used to it.
yes, if he's a cheat, you know, when you try to convince everyone else that you're the only one that he sees,
I know.
but you know very well that you caught him with some messages, flirting messages. You
And
know
not
it
once,
that-
not twice.
Yes, you've found him with pictures of naked women in his
phone, yeah.
You know, you found a few things that give you room to question the speed at which you're moving. I mean, to pause a little bit and take those 2 steps back. You're like, jengenda.
Chechiriyo.
You know, because now
Malida
look at this. Probably you're talking about kuchala. You're talking about an introduction.
And yet you're seeing
talking
warning
about
signs.
a wedding. But you call him and he tells you he slept over at a friend's place who is a girl. Okay. Girl, I know you're friends, but
Over a girlfriend slept off at
a
his
boy's
place.
exactly.
And you know, she's my friend. She didn't have anywhere to
And then
go.
only to dig, it's not happened once, but it's
Yeah.
happened several times. Only to dig further was an ex.
Yeah.
Only to dig further, I don't think they
They're
resolved well.
over it, yeah.
So even you're not.
But you're like, we've planned for this kuchala, and the kuchala
it has to go
happen.
on, yeah.
So I want to ask myself, and I think the people watching us there are like, why is it that people are so determined to run at a terrific speed in the wrong direction? Now I feel like I'm filling in the missing gaps, like desperacy. When someone is desperate, they really want this.
Yes. He's been waiting for the man to come.
Yeah.
The man has come. Probably she's in her mid 30s or late 30s or even if it's 20s, by the way. There are
like,
some
I'm
people who
not
act
willing to
desperate.
lose.
Even
in 20s, yes.
Even in 20s, because I've come across girls who believe that you can't finish campus without a man.
Yeah, at 21.
Yes, everyone.
They're desperate.
Yes, they have this belief that if you've not found a man at campus,
Then
may
you
not
will never get.
So they have all these desperate measures
And
that they put in
milestones
place.
set
So
for
when a
themselves.
man comes, they want to run so fast. Sometimes it's because all your friends are getting married.
And then they will
Sometimes-
ask, what do you do to get a man to commit?
Yes.
What do you do? You know those questions, the wrong questions.
Yes. So desperate is really true. When
Yeah.
someone is desperate, they will not want to ask the sensible questions. They want to look at the end of the relationship rather than the means to the end of the relationship.
That's true.
So that's why we say you've taken off at a very high speed.
Yeah.
And you're forgetting that when you get there, you will have to come back here.
Yeah, and that's very painful. That
Yes.
walk.
Yes, because you're
It's a
running away
very
from being
painful walk.
single, but you're ending up single.
And
That's
I
what
think-
I mean by you run so fast, get there, and then you come back here.
And it burns you. I think I've told ladies that if you get into marriage without
Actually,
proper
don't come back
preparation,
single.
yeah,
You go to the end, marry that guy, and come back divorced.
you come back divorced
With
because
a
you come back
child.
wounded. And then as a woman, you're named marriage failure.
Yeah.
A man most of the times will not be made, will not be named that, because African society beats the girl child more.
Yeah.
So everyone that comes to you, like, oh yo, yale mo bufumbo, and that is what they will say. And the other thing I think is people pleasing. We run at a terrible speed because we are pleasing someone. Someone said, I will not get a man, but I've got a man, and this man is actually driving this kind of car and has this kind of house. Even the vice versa.
That's very
So
true.
you want to please.
So you want to please
Your singers that said you will never amount to anything.
your mother.
Your friends.
Exactly.
Social media.
Exactly. And it's so sad when you have to walk that journey
Yeah.
and end up in a worse place, because at first I said you go and then come back to the same place, but actually you don't come back to the same
No,
place.
you come
back more
You are
endangered,
torn,
more hurt.
you are beaten, you
Yes,
are
more
tired,
bitter and
you are
etc.
fatigued.
and etc.
And,
now
yeah.
I know this lady here has webinar coming very soon.
Yes.
Okay, and I know I don't want you to miss. I don't want you
Yeah,
to miss.
I want us to have a sense of direction.
Yeah.
For once, I want us to be still and be able to get the proper bearings for our lives. To go, because we're talking about walking away. Now, walking away is a full package. To walk away or to stay. If you're staying, you should stay with full knowledge about where you are, so that someone has explained to you where you are, what's going to happen,
and
let you
Hilda,
make a
there's
sober
nothing
decision.
wrong. people hate to hear the word walk away.
They don't like to hear it.
I will tell you, sometimes it's the only way.
Yeah.
Walking away is the only way. You know, when you look at where you're coming from, where you're at, and where you're going, you're like,
should I close my eyes?
yes,
Should I bite
I've
the
made
bullet?
I've made these losses,
Yeah.
but I don't want to make more losses.
Yeah.
I mean, you've robbed me of my last 5 years,
Yeah.
but I shouldn't give you the next 5 years. Much as it hurts to hear,
Yeah.
sometimes walking away
Is the only way. Yeah.
Yes, respectfully walking
With
away
your dignity,
and never
looking
back.
Well, we're going to do that on the 29th of this month, and it's going to be online. I'll be giving you details of how you can log in, and then it's 10,000, just 10,000. I feel like this is a free thing, because when you come for our coaching classes, for our mentorship classes, or
It's
for
more
counseling, it's
expensive.
more expensive, and you're coming in as an individual. Now, this, you have a group kind of setting. Yes, it's going to be online, it's going to be virtual, but it's going to be so significant. I believe this is going to be life-changing for so many people, and you're going to find where you are and be able to re-strategize about where you want to be 10 years from now. I mean, we have lost a great part of 2020, and I don't think we should lose any more years or any more months wallowing in self-pity and sorrow, or lack of decision making. I
Very
believe
true.
some decisions have to be made, and they have to be made now. So let's get those bearings and let's move with a fixed vision about the kind of life that we want to live.
Wow, sure.
Okay, guys, we'll be
Thank
having more
you.
discussions.
Sure.
Yes, and I hope that you can always come back for more. We love you.